Okay. Now I'm getting even more nervous. What else have I missed? Guys. Guys, what else have I missed? I'm honestly asking. I don't know. Please help me. This is an energy charge station. I guess we'll fill up our, like, what are we missing? 90 energy or something? Very, very little. I've got way too many energy tanks in this game. We have the grapple beam, but I'm still not going to use it for this screen. Why would I? I've got space jump. Never mind. I still fell in the lava on the spikes. I'm actually going to demonstrate a glitch that I'm not going to use, because this is one of the craziest skips. I mentioned the 14 and 15% low percent runs back when those were the low percent. Now it's down to, like, I think 11 is the low percent run of this game. But this room here, the idea is if you've got Gravity Suit and Varia, actually just Gravity Suit, you can move safely in the liquid and the lava doesn't hurt you and you can space jump up to the top. For the 15% run, you don't have the space jump boots. So the idea was you do something like this. You bomb jump up and you had to do a bomb jump all the way to the top and time your bomb jumps so the fiery lava face man up top doesn't hurt you. But somebody found a practical use for a glitch that otherwise hadn't had a use. And here's how it goes. What we're going to do is we're going to wait for it. You'll notice when I pause the game, we get like a little fade out into the map. Samus carries momentum through that fade out. So watch this. We're going to start a pause and then jump. And now we're going to turn off the gravity and Varia. Actually, just gravity maybe. And we're going to hold the jump button when we unpause. And we'll get some crazy momentum. And it launched because of that weird outside of water momentum. It throws you all the way up. It's called the gravity jump. And it's a great glitch. And the idea is it gets you high enough, even without high jump boots. It actually got me much higher than I was expecting because I've got the high jump boots. But it gets you high enough to do a wall jump off of that guy's face. So if he's not firing, you can get up without having to do a bunch of tricky bomb jumps. Oh, I love that glitch. I have no practical use for it in my run, obviously, because what kind of crazy man won't pick up the space jump? But it's not super hard to do. There's a setup that you can do for it that's pretty consistent. It's pretty easy to internalize. Like, just pause the game and then jump as it's fading out. Like, that's not... Like, it's a neat trick to learn, but it's not difficult to do. And it's pretty forgiving, because you do need the gravity suit to start the glitch. If you mess it up, you lose a couple of, maybe 20 or 30 energy, but you just pause it again, re-equip your gravity suit, get back into position, and try again. And if you really mess it up over and over again, you can just go back to that energy charge station. Actually, I guess you can't, because you don't have the wave beam in a low percent run. But, I mean, if you're doing a low percent run, you're probably not just learning the tricks for the first time anyway. Alright, this is one of the hardest items to get in the game. Can I get it without falling, is the question. That got real dicey. I almost fell. Let's see if I can find the magic spot to stand for Mr. Golden Torizo. I think, like, right... Oop, no, I want to be in front of him for now. He's going to step forward and then back. We want to be, like, almost inside of his hitbox here. Or right here. This is a good spot. I don't think he can hit us from this location. This is a great trick that I learned. And I love fighting him this way. You can do this with just a charge beam, but I did eat a lot of damage getting into position. Super missiles aren't as effective at this boss because he catches them and throws them back at you. Because he's a jerk. But that was the Golden Torizo. Thanks for playing, brother. There's one more mini-boss room in this room before the big boss. Not like Metal Gear Big Boss, like the big boss of the area. The question is going to be, do I remember where all the items are? I've got my checklist. I want to make sure that I'm going through the right spots. Space jumping's hard, by the way, in this game. It's one of my... There's very few complaints I have about Super Metroid compared to the other Metroid games. But there are some nice things about Zero Mission and Fusion, and especially AM2R, the fan remake of Metroid 2, that Nintendo had a man assassinated about. Remember when Nintendo sent out assassins? That's a thing that happened, and I didn't just make that up. The ability to recover your spin jump is one thing. Wait a minute, is this where I want to go? No, I want to keep going to the right for now. I want to go up to the top of the next shaft and then backtrack for an item, I think. We'll see. Like, if you lose your spin jump for whatever reason, if you're spinning and you release a charge shot, you lose your spin jump. If you push up or down on the D-pad, you lose your spin jump. In those other games, if you're not spinning and you push the jump button in the air, you start spinning, and that's super nice, and I wish Metroid had that. The other is the ledge grab. This was just an innate ability that you have in Fusion and AM2R, and it's an item you pick up, which is fine. The power grip item in ZM. So then we want to go in here, and right here. And we don't want to accidentally hit any of that bottom row. But if this is the missile pack you thought I was going to miss, you were mistaken. Although there was a chance I would have dropped my space jump there and we would have fallen all the way down, and then everybody would have made fun of me forever. And ever and ever and ever. Am I going to drop my space jump here? No, I've actually got it. Word up, Buttercup. Never mind, I dropped it. It's fine. It's fine, though. Stand in the acid for a few seconds as penance, and then get going again. We're not going to know until I get back to my ship what my ammo reserves actually look like. Okay, so all that stuff over there is we can get on the way out. Down to the bottom, we're going to fight everybody's best friend, Ridley. I very badly practiced the Ridley fight. I really don't like doing this fight without the screw attack, at least, which I've got. Also, leave no super missile behind. But I've got so many resources, I don't feel like I have to do a safety save here. And I'm not gonna. And you can't make me. Even though it would probably be the smart thing to do. I think they kind of want you to have Spring Ball for that section too, honestly. So one more mini-boss after these guys. Ooh, that was supposed to be a spin jump and it wasn't. That was almost very dire. If you thought this was the item that I was going to forget. Again, out of the running. All the way out of the running. Basically, I like going to Ridley fight with my screw attack and just jump around and avoid his tail. That's kind of just how I do. Alright, so we need to get you jumping. Come on, man. One more? There you go. How about you? You want some? One more? Oh, one more. Come on. It's a party. It's your birthday. It's actually not his birthday. His birthday's in March. And he didn't live to see his next birthday because this is probably going to be uploaded in February. So, I'm sorry, Space Pirate. Nobody's invited to your birthday party. So one thing I thought about Ridley for a long time is if you go in here and lay a power bomb, it looks like he takes damage. It looks like he flashes. He actually doesn't. That's just because of the graphical trick that hides his sprite. Is just flashing because of the power bomb. It's not actually damage that he takes. Come here, you. This is the Ridley fight when you walk into it with, what do I have, 12 energy tanks and a million super missiles? I don't have to count damage on him or do anything fancy. All I gotta do is aim at his face, and then when I'm out of super missiles, start using my charged plasma beam. Which actually does more damage to him than the super missiles. It's just super missiles you can fire quicker. I got more tanks where that came from. Give me that tail. Give me that tail all day long, son. What are you doing? What is this pattern I've got you kind of stuck in here? Ah, there he goes. That was weird. I've never seen him do like the same thing 4 times in a row like that. But yeah, doing this fight with 15% items, so 3 energy tanks and a charge beam, basically involves like doing a lot of wall jumping up the wall to kind of see what position he's in and knowing when he's going to come straight down with his tail versus when he's going to swoop across the room, and then knowing how to jump accordingly. Knowing how to position yourself underneath him and fire upwards with the few missiles and supers you have. Saving your supers for the end of the fight. If you know how much damage you're doing to him and what his hit point total is, you can track his damage, because at a certain HP threshold, instead of dying outright, Ridley will try to grab you as kind of a fake out. And then he'll die right after he grabs you. I'm pretty sure that's the basic speedrunning method of killing him, is knowing where that damage threshold is. And then trying to bait out a grab when he gets to that point. But that was decades ago, and my Ridley fighting skills have atrophied. I actually never had Ridley fighting skills. Let me be clear about that. Is my... There's my ride. What I actually did back in the day is I fought him probably 100 times over the course of several weeks before finally getting a fight that was super lucky. Because I can't really watch and react Ridley. There's too much going on and he's off screen too much of the time. So it was really just me trying to guess his movements based on patterns I'd seen before, and eventually I guessed right enough that I was able to win the fight. And then there's a HP refill behind him, but you can't take it because you only have 3 energy tanks, and that would be a 16th item. So after fighting Ridley, you've got to go back out and farm up health or whatever on those monsters and hope they don't kill you. Wouldn't that be fun? Alright, so I've got this guy back here. I'm low on super missiles. I do not like the looks of it. Let's try actually not to kill any of these guys, because getting back up without the light in the room... Each one of these little firefly monsters is providing some light to the room. Let's see, I killed 2 of them, and now it's much darker than it was. It's pretty hard to see where you're going when you're in the dark. This wall here might also be unfair, because if you have the X-ray scope, you can't see this is a false wall. Something about the way the light fades in and out in that room precludes the use of the X-ray scope. And I think that might be a little mean, because if you go the other way, you just kind of get stuck in a loop down here. That didn't happen to me at any point, but maybe it happened to somebody. Yeah, they definitely want you to have Spring Ball for this section. I think 2 more items down here in Lower Norfair. And I don't know what my ammo counts are going to look like. But I think it's going to be 240, 50, 50. We know we've got all the E-tanks. We can see them. 2 special items were missing. The X-ray scope and the Spring Ball. Both of which we're going to have to get on our way back up. Which will be in just a moment here. So last item in Lower Norfair. This should do it. If this is the missile pack you thought I was going to miss, again, I cannot apologize enough. But it's not. So I know I've got all the power bombs, because I've got 46. If I didn't have all 50 power bombs, I couldn't have 46 by definition. There's 5 in each pack. 230 missiles. I think I should have 240. It's possible I'm missing 2 missile packs somewhere. It's also possible I fired 10 missiles, but I can't think of where I would have fired regular missiles. Anywhere in Lower Norfair. That's just not a situation that makes any sense. Oh, I don't need to go this way. That's tunnel. I can go this way. Ha. So yeah, pit stop in Meridia to get the only item in the game that requires the grappling beam. So I actually don't know if it's faster to get the grappling beam on your first pass to Norfair, kill Crocomire with super missiles, kind of the intended way, get all the stuff down there at that point, or come back later with plasma. I suspect the former is faster and is what 100% speedrunners probably do. But then you don't get to fight Crocomire with plasma, and that's just, it's like dessert, you know? You got all the hard stuff in the game by that point. It's behind you. Phantoon is behind you. Meridia is behind you. Ridley's going to be a pushover because you've got basically every other item in the game. It really just, it's like it's having some dessert. That's what it really, really is. We have to go this way. Up and around. Yes? Oh, no, we don't. Never mind. I'm dumb. We can go this way. It's fine. I forgot which way this one-way gate faced, but yeah, this faces the correct way. We're good. We're just going to go all the way along this little Meridian road here. We're going to hopefully not get punked by one of these mini dragons. Actually, they can't. I got screw attack. What am I thinking? We briefly met the Mama Turtle. We didn't stay in her room for long, but yeah, we did go check out the Mama Turtle. We didn't see the roly-polies. The roly-poly room, there's really no reason to go there in the vanilla Super Metroid. There's one other good old friend we have. It's Spiky Walker Man. We're going to make him a path, and then we're just going to watch him. We're going to watch him do his thing. That hoodoo that he does so well. I'm going to have Pepsi while he works. There's no other way through these blocks than to just wait for Spiky Walker Man to do what he do. And as far as I know, there's no other way to reach the spring ball than to use the grapple beam, because some of the grapple blocks look like they're crumbling, yeah? Thanks, Spiky Walker Man. Your sacrifice was not in vain. Sometimes if you shoot a crumbling grapple block with the grapple beam, it crumbles, and it disintegrates, and you fall if you're still grappling on it. That's the spring ball. I'm not seeing any missile drops, which means I'm pretty sure 230 missiles is my total. Is it possible that you get 230 and not 240? You notice how I did spring ball and I still did a mid-air morph to get out of that tunnel because I'm so used to doing it. Like having spring ball, it's not something that ever happens. It's not something that you ever have, so... Shoutouts to BT Sierra for sponsoring this video. If you liked the video and you want to see more, please tickle my thumb, leave me a friendly comment, and ring my little bell.